This is Premier Christian Radio. Heard across the UK on Sky Channel 0123, NTL Channel 968 and on Freeview Channel 725. Premier, inspiring, uplifting, rejoicing radio.
Well, as I was saying a few minutes ago, I was driving across Romanian roads the other day and came across a lorry accident and a mile-long tailback, and so everybody began to back and just drive across the field. And since we'd done a thing like a farmer's track, we went for about half an hour and found our way back to the main road. Lots of adventures like this coming up for our guest from Evangelical Alliance this morning, Gareth Wallace. Just tell us about what the plans are, Gareth.
Well, yeah, I think we'd be lucky if we find a field to drive across. We're leaving on Boxing Day. You can come and wave us off at the Serpentine. We're driving 4,000 miles. We're going down through France, Spain, Gibraltar, Ceuta, Morocco, Marrakesh, and then following down the Saharan coastline. There's a bit south of Mauritania where apparently there's some minefields, and then there's no road for 300 miles. And then we get back on the desert road again and
just the prospect of driving 300 miles with no road, not slightly worrying.
I think the minefields worry me more, but
I think
we should be in good hands. The teams. There's about 60 vehicles taking part in our batch that's leaving on Boxing Day, and when we're in the desert, we go in groups of 5. So it's a rally that's been run for 4 years. All the cars have to cost £100 or less, so they're all complete bangers.
So what kind of banger did you get for £100 or less?
Well, we've I won't say we've cheated, but the rules are there to be slightly flexible. Let's be honest, £160 isn't exactly breaking the bank. We've got a 30-year-old Saab 99 Turbo. Right this minute, the boys are listening in over in Uxbridge, and they're doing what a mechanic said was impossible, which is rebuilding the engine. So hopefully we will be able to drive it.
So you're going to drive how many 1,000 miles?
It has to survive 4,000 miles.
And you're going to drive across the desert, a place where there are no roads. 160 quid you paid for the car, being rebuilt yourself. Has it got an MOT test?
Oh, it has an MOT test, yes, indeed. One of John's friends, in fact, passed it for its MOT.
And you actually going to raise some money? How much and who for?
Well, we're aiming to raise beg your pardon, we've raised £4,000 already. We're aiming to raise £10,000, £5,000 for Macmillan Cancer Support and £5,000 for Tear Fund.
Well, let's bring the conversation Andy Flanagan, who's also associated with this Harebrained Scream. Good morning, Andy.
Good morning, Rob. How are you?
Very well known as a singer-songwriter for Youth for Christ and gigging around. You've decided to auction yourself with this same appeal for Tear Fund and Macmillan Cancer Research.
Oh, I think it might be an exaggeration to say I decided to auction myself.
Well, I mean, I was just tempted to say I don't think anybody would buy you, Andy.
Absolutely. I think Gareth and the boys suggested it might be a good idea, and I thought, well, these guys are, the money's going to Macmillan and going to Tear Fund. And,
so you're on eBay.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, is this so people can book you for a date?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
There might be a lot of ladies out there that might look at your picture and say, "Well, I'll put in a bid."
Right. Well, I'm hoping that Gareth and the guys will, do a substantial amount of vetting and make sure that does.
A substantial amount of vetting would be wise. So you've actually put yourself on eBay as to be auctioned, and what do they do when they've paid their 5p and won the auction?
Absolutely. Well, thanks for your face, Rob. Thanks very much for your face. I think it'd be good to point out that we're not auctioning me. We're auctioning the experience of having a gig in your living room. So it's something we've done a few times.
Are you going to take a full PA kit into someone's living room?
No, it's just really nice and mild and mellow and acoustic. And we actually did this a couple of weeks ago, and we had an awesome time. We ended up driving in the fog all the way to a house in the middle of nowhere near Cirencester, and we actually just did a gig in somebody's front room.
Gareth, just describe, I mean, was this your idea?
I think I have to confess, yes. I think Bear Grylls, the Christian explorer, inspired us, but we thought we wanted to do something that didn't involve quite so much exercise, so a banger race definitely appealed.
So you got 4,000 miles, 160 quid car. You're raising thousands of pounds for Tear Fund and Macmillan Cancer Support. Where does Andy Flanagan fit into this? And his money's going in the same pot.
Well, absolutely. We've sold stickers on the side of the car, and if there's any people out there who want to sponsor us, anybody who owns a company, involved in a company, and all that money's kept separate, so you can sponsor our costs by buying stuff on the side of the car. As far as the
This is for advertisers that want to reach camels in the desert, presumably.
absolutely, yeah, and yeah, all the many thousands of people who've logged onto our website, who we're very grateful for.
Tell us about your website.
Our website's www.sanddodgers.co.uk. I've got a T-shirt for you here, Rob, and also if anybody emails me at the website, the team at sanddodgers.co.uk with the time I came on air this morning, I'll give you a free T-shirt. But yes, we've got merchandise, we've got Christmas cards, we've got videos. There's videos up on YouTube. There's a video went up just last week, so we've got lots of bits and pieces all happening on the website. Please do check it out.
Well, all the very best, Andy. I'm tempted to put in a bid myself.
Oh, it'd be more than. Have you got a good living room, Rob?
I've got a very nice living room, and I could invite a few friends around.
Good, that would be good.
And we've got a very good takeaway at the bottom of the road. So, I mean, what's the starting price?
Well, I don't know. Last year, kind of what inspired this is last year at Youth Work the Conference, which I'm at presently, Youth Work the Conference, and last year the conference happened to coincide with Children in Need on the Friday night. So one of the presenters randomly started auctioning off things on stage for Children in Need, and people texting it in their bids. But by the end of the weekend, they'd come up with the idea of actually auctioning me off for a gig. And by the end of the weekend, it looked like during halfway through Saturday, I was going to Belgium for 350 quid. But by the end of the Friday night, by the end of the Saturday night, I was headed for Cirencester for £500. So I guess we're maybe hoping that something in that range will come in, but we'll wait and see. We'll see what happens.
Thanks for joining us, Andy. You just go to eBay and put in Andy Flanagan. I want to buy him.
I'm not sure. You'll have to ask Gareth on the technical stuff.
Okay. Nice to talk to you.
Along those lines.
God bless you, Andy Flanagan, the singer-songwriter.
Yeah, if you go onto our Sanddodgers website, there's a massive picture of Andy Flanagan. You just click there, the Flan sale, eBay Flan sale, and away you go. Bid away.
And the website is www.sanddodgers.co.uk.
Now there are more ways than ever to hear Premier Christian Radio.
To listen on the internet, simply visit premier.org.uk.
Switch your Freeview receiver to